Yo, what's going on, guys? Black Halo here. Today we are going to be going over the 7.2 patch notes, and yeah, basically a few things got changed. A lot of items got changed, especially. So let's go ahead and zoom in here. I'm gonna start doing this so people can see it a little bit better. I think it'll be worth. And if you guys like it, be sure to drop it in the comments. But it probably won't even fucking matter. But yeah, Warwick's coming into this game new and improved. He is getting an update. Finally, he is not the same sluggish ass wolf that you guys have seen today. If you haven't checked them out, check this champion spotlight. Akali is getting an ultimate buff, and her ratio for her shadow dance is going to be improved by an extra 0.10 ability power. Darius is getting multiple nerfs, but his passive nerf really isn't that much. As you can see, his bonus attack damage from it is only reduced by 10, so I mean, it's not going to be shit. That bleed is still going to be really annoying. However, his Q, his decimate, has gotten a bit of a reduced damage, so instead of 50% of the blade's actual damage, it's gonna be 15% less damage on that thing. So that's just something to keep in mind. They gave him a little small hit. Alright, so Gragas, his armor has been increased and his heal on his passive has been increased as well. So honestly, I think Gragas was already in a good spot, but to me, I think he's gonna be pretty annoying in the mid lane. Jungle, I think this is going to help him clear because more armor against the camps that just got buffed. We're going to get onto that in a second. It's going to be good for him because, you know, he can sustain. And in mid lane, I think against assassins, it's going to be good for him. But, you know, it's going to be shown in the next patch. Just heal on cast as well. All he's going to be doing is fucking healing. So, alright, so Graves, his true grit refreshes off of any instance of damage. So basically, instead of it just being refreshed off of basic attacks on champions or non-minions, it's also gonna be refreshed off of his spells. So if he hits a Q on a champion, it will reduce the cooldown of quick draw. Pretty good for him because, you know, they fucked up his E, man. I don't know why they ended up changing it to how they did, but now it's a little bit more logical. Katarina's E ratio is down. This really isn't going to affect her all that much in my opinion. I think she does need some more nerfs. However, this is a good start because her Shunpo is one of the most annoying parts about her. She just keeps jumping all over the place and fucking, I don't know, that shit's stupid, man. Fucking. Lulu's passive damage is up and her Q mana cost is reduced. So be prepared to ban Lulu or just see her a lot more because I think this is going to be a very oppressive buff because she's been getting buffed in the past, and since AD champions are also getting a buff as well, that's something you got to think about. So it's like she's gonna be more effective with AD carries and she's gonna be able to do more damage. Her Q is getting a mana reduction, so yeah, Lulu just got buffed pretty good for Lulu, not me, especially since I'm main Udyr. But alright, so Master Yi, he got a decent amount of changes. His double strike no longer fizzles. What the hell? If the first hit kills a unit, meditate pauses E and R durations and stacks double strike. Now really what this means is that his passive will now prioritize the next target in range. Say if he's killing wolves, once he gets that thing killed, it'll go ahead and prioritize the baby wolf by itself. So yeah, it's kind of like Lucian's passive, and that's why they put that thing there. But his W, meditate, it now pauses the duration of Wuju style and Highlander. So basically, this long ass cooldown and this pretty much, or not long ass cooldown, this long duration and this duration as well can be just temporarily paused while he meditates. So it's outplay potential, man. It's something different with Yi, and I think it adds more skill to the champion since you can like, oh, how about I just use my meditate here to get a little health and actually plan this assassination out. We can still just pause my R here. Let me think about what I want to do when I engage next with my Q or something like that. And yeah, it also grants him stacks of double strike per second while channeling. That's a pretty cool buff for Yi, and I'm honestly thinking about playing him, but to me, I just don't really play well with squishy champions. On to the next squishy champion we got. Nidalee is getting some crazy buffs. Her base health is being increased by around 30. That's actually 29. So yeah, that's something crazy. Bushwhack. I don't play Nidalee, guys, but it's seeming like it works as Teemo shrooms, man. Traps have 3 health, they're invisible, and they're disabled by control wards. So yeah, there's no longer unlimited traps going to be placed on the map by Nidalee. Instead, you get 4, 6, 8, and 10 at levels 1, 6, 11, and 16. So whenever you get a new, I think these are like ulti chart, or you guys know what this means, man. I don't even want to explain it. It's really it's early in the morning, guys. Don't judge me. But yeah, her base heal on her E has just gone up, her minimum and maximum. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Now Yasuo's E damage now has an AD ratio. Now basically, it used to scale off of what's it called? It used to scale off of AP. Now I'm pretty sure that is a thing in the past. Now the base damage on it has been reduced pretty much. Yeah, that's a decent amount. And yeah, it has a 0.2 bonus attack damage ratio. It does not increase with stacks of sweeping blade. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the champions. But lethality does have an impact on champions. So let's just go ahead and get on to this. The base effectiveness on this thing is up. Now I'm gonna go ahead and read all of this because a lot of people I feel like didn't really understand lethality. I'm one of them, but I've researched on it and now I feel like I understand it better. And especially since I don't play assassins much, it really wasn't a reason for me to use it. But now I feel like it's more viable. So basically what they want for this stat is for the ability that you can just buy it, have some early on armor penetration, and for it to scale up later into the game. So the base effectiveness, lethality immediately grants 40%, well it used to be 40%, it now grants 60% of its value as flat armor penetration. The remainder scales with enemy champion level. So that's something crazy to think about, enemy champion level. So that's how it scales, and just as the game goes on, assassins will be doing more damage. And I feel like it's more worth it now to bring lethality runes on assassins such as Zed and Talon, other people who benefit from this stat a lot. Here's an example, a small one. Saying lethality now grants 6 flat armor penetration up front plus 0.22 per enemy level, capping at the full 10 once enemies are level 18. I think it's a cool stat, man. And to me, it's always felt viable, but now it's just, I feel like it's better early on into the game. So the Dust Blade of Darkthar, the damage after not being seen has been increased. The Night Stalker damage has been increased by 50 to 75 damage. So yeah, people like Kha'Zix or Talon will definitely benefit from this. And the Edge of Night buff, the active cooldown has been reduced. So you can basically, how Edge of Night works, you enable it and it takes 1.5 seconds to channel, and the shield, like a little mini banshees, it toggles, and after that 10 seconds is up, it was a 45-second cooldown, and now it is 30 seconds. So that is an improvement. And using this Edge of Night active ability will not interrupt you being invisible or camouflage. So like I said, people who are invisible, it doesn't matter. Especially Kha'Zix, man. And 80 carries, I feel like, can benefit from this item a lot. Hextech Gunblade. Now this is going to be getting a nerf, a decent nerf, but to me, I like it because, you know, it scales now. It is a lot less damage once you get it early on. I just hit my arm on the table. That's irrelevant. But yeah, it's just less damage, and it ramps up until level 18. It seems like they buffed Akali just to make her sustain these Gunblade nerfs. And now the redemption health is down and heal is down at lower levels. The mana regeneration is now up. So health is from 400 to 300. The mana regen has been changed to 125 base. So yeah, it's more rewarding for people who use a lot of spells. The heal is also changed, and it still scales to the maximum amount. It's still like, once you get to the maximum level, it's still the same. But early on, it's a lot less health being regen. So yeah, that's something to think about, man. A lot of people would just rush this item and then just shit on the enemy team because they'd be able to heal instantly into a fight and just get so much health back for maybe a Baron as well early on. I think this is a good change. And on to Knight's Vow, the cost is down because basically this item was really not worth it to build. I tried it one game and I really didn't even feel like I bought an item. Let's be honest here. This shit really needed something, and hopefully this helps it out. It's only 100 damage down. 100 damage down. It's only 100 gold down. So it's like, what the hell? It's not that good of a buff to me, but you know, we'll have to see. I'll try the item out again and see how it works. Yeah. The Eye of the Equinox, this is a support item. The cost is now increased and core reduction is added to the item. So the total cost has only been increased by 100, and it gives you 10% CDR. So it's more worth. Ardent Sensor, The attack speed and health drain buffs now scale with target's level. The attack speed buff you get from it is now 20 to 35% based on the target's level, and the health drain buff is based on 20 to 35 based on the target level. So what they're trying to do is help attack speed carries in late game team fights. Now the challenge of harmony, the magic resist on this thing is now up from 25 to 30. The same with Athene's Holy Grail, and with Mikhail's Crucible, the magic resist is now up to 5. Now the jungle tuning, they are also nerfing the jungle again after this. They say this in the patch, but yeah, all they really did was make the camp spawn 3 seconds later. So the initial jungle, like the blue and red buff, they're going to be spawning at 140 like it used to be. And the Gromp and Krug spawn will be at 149 to 152. I don't really think this is much of a change. It's like how the jungle used to be. However, this will affect your laners leashing you. So I think that people should just take advantage of getting the lane faster, just drop a lot of quick burst damage and autos onto the buffs, and really just leash like a proper player, man. I really don't understand how some people can't leash or don't know how to do this. Just get the buff down to around like 700, 800 HP for your jungler so he can just easily finish it off and smite it. Next camp, the damage, the Gromp is being buffed, so the attack damage is going to be up from 45 to 70, and attack damage decreases over the first 5 attacks to 50, matching Gromp's decaying attack speed over the first 5 attacks. So basically, the longer you're in combat with Gromp, the less damage it will end up doing, but you do want to be out of combat quickly, so you want to be able to kill this thing quick since it does have more attack damage, and the first 2 attacks from Gromp will be shown as crits. So apparently they really want Gromp to do a lot more damage and be a lot more risky to take. And the Ancient Krug base attack damage has been 60 to 80. This is the thing I really don't understand. Like, this is the only thing I don't like, because I'm not complaining about the extra damage it has. I'm saying that Krugs really aren't that worth to take, because the experience that they nerfed the experience last patch, and it's okay, but when they say they're gonna buff the damage on it too, it's like all the other jungle camps, especially fucking Raptors. I don't even get into the Raptor stuff. They're just gonna be a lot more worth to take than this thing. These things take an hour to clear, so why would you not just buff the experience on them? I don't know, man. It's whatever. That's Rito's call. They might do something in the future for this, but Raptors, basically, they said something about Raptors. I skipped over this completely, but what you're really able to do now is just smite the big Raptor every single time. Like, whenever I would go to clear this camp, I would just drop a smite on it, I'd burn it with Phoenix, and it'd be dead. And it's not healthy, but when I saw these jungle nerfs coming to change, I was like, okay, well, all you really got to do is just counter jungle this camp. And it's really just easy to take. They don't do that much damage when you do that. So they're going to be doing something about that in the future. And the last thing they've done is make honey fruit spawn a little bit later into the game. So just literally a minute later, they're going to be spawning at 6 minutes and 6 minutes and 30 seconds. That's something to keep in mind. The Rift Scuttle also eats honey fruit now, so that's a change. Courage of the Colossus, the duration is now down. The base shield now scales with the number of nearby opponents, so basically you only get a shield for 3 seconds. And the base shield is from 3 to 54 at levels 1 to 18 per enemy champion, maximum 15 to 270. So at the end of the day, it will shield you for more if you're team fighting, say with Riven or something like that. You're jumping in, dropping stuns. But the thing is that with this, it's not going to be that strong on single target stuns. Say if you're running up to somebody with Udyr and you're only stunning one person, and it's not going to be that much of a shield. So they're trying to give you benefits for actually jumping into the enemy team and diving with this. And I just feel like it was just a bunch of unnecessary shield health for no reason. I think this is a better change. But this thing did need a nerf like this because it was just that oppressive and that strong. Now, Ghost did get a slight change. So Ghost's movement speed now ramps up over the first 2 seconds rather than activating instantly. I didn't think that this was... I thought this was already in the game. I thought this was already an instance to where it did ramp up. But I think that it really did give you too much move speed. As soon as you hit the button, you just be able to dip set. So now you have to actually hit this thing on time or earlier than you used to in order to really benefit from it and get away quickly. I think it's a good change because Ghost was really it was OP at a certain point in the game, especially after they reduced the cooldown on this thing. I think it was like really strong. All right, so They have introduced something that is a revealed indicator not too long ago, and Skyer's Bloom is what they're talking about here. They also simplified the revealed particles, so really this is going to be an in-game change that you will notice. The Skyer's Eyes units revealed by Skyer's Bloom will now display revealed particles, basically what I just said, and the indicator particles have now been simplified to be less distracting. So really they've been changing this little indicator the last couple patches, and it's really not that big of a deal. You'll see what it looks like soon, and it's just different to where how it notifies wards and champions. The League client has now received an update, and this is not too much of a major update, but I do like how they've started to implement new features into the game. And the movable chat, now you can have a pop-out window with this, and like I said, it was so damn dumb for it to be stuck in the right hand like tab. I think they're going to be changing this to where they can pop it out and move it and resize it or do something different with this thing, because I really don't like how it looks now. It's ridiculous. Big reason, well, it's not a big reason why I don't use it now, but it's a lot of reasons why I don't use this new shit. Alright, so news to me, new. Later this patch, we'll be introducing the news tab to the updated client. This will act as a hub for players to catch up on the latest League of Legends news and community creations from within the client. So I'm assuming that they would just have something like, yeah, it's going to be looking like this. So it's like new news. It will just pop up in the client, and hopefully in the client you'll be able to comment on things as well and just show your opinions and feedback straight from within the client, because it's ridiculous how you just have to come onto the actual website, log in, check everything, refresh, come back whenever something randomly gets posted. I think this is a good change for players to keep updated, and yeah, for the community to actually communicate with each other. There's going to be another chunk of files for the open beta, so I just updated this thing, so more to update is incoming. I really am not excited for this, but you know, whatever they got to do for this client to not be trashed, because it's really just clunky at the moment. You can just tell it's just like, it's clutter in a way, and it's just so much there, and the fact that it has so much to load now, it really just slows down the speed of the client compared to what the legacy client can do and perform. These are the notable fixes for the new client. The stat icons on the rune pages have been replaced with text for improved clarity. So basically they've made the runes easier to read. Later in this patch, we're aiming to fix a bug that highlights club messages as unread even when you've read them. Okay, whatever. Instructions have been added to how to fill runes to speed up rune page building. So shift clicking has now gotten a tooltip. Improvements have been made that should allow streamers to use the window capture mode in popular streaming software. Yes, in OBS, it was a problem capturing this shit, and it looks like they're trying to fix just video recording settings and help it to where we can have just smoother replays, because as you guys know, I replay and commentate over my games a lot. This is going to help me in a way. We've added the ability to manually toggle the video quality for recording highlights from your replays. Before you start a video recording, you can alter video and audio quality, I meant to say vertical resolution and frame rate via the video tab. So basically you can change the encoding quality all the way up to high of the resolution, frame rate, audio quality, all of this good stuff whenever you are recording a replay. So yeah, it's something. You also have an ability to record a highlight using this hotkey, so who fucking cares? Rotating game modes. Nexus Siege is making a return from these dates, so if you guys care about this game mode, here you go. Take turns. Yeah, you already know what Nexus Siege is, or you might already know. If you don't, this is the dates where they'll be back: the 27th, 30th, the 3rd, and the 6th. Holy crap, guys! This has been a long patch. It's been a long night for me. Or yeah, I can barely talk. If you guys can already tell, I'm gonna be editing this video and getting it up ASAP. A lot of bug fixes. Yeah, this is a lot of stuff. I mean, does it really matter? To a certain extent, you guys can read these if you really want to. Pause the video, do whatever you want to do. Here they are. Yeah, this is long as hell. Broken ass game, man. Now these are the upcoming skins and chromas, all this other stuff. And yeah, hope you guys did enjoy this video. Hope it was enough insight for you guys. The 7.2 patch is a big one, but it is a lot of changes. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.